you can come to China and make anything you want. 30 people on the live, and she has made 90,000. These are $500,000 booths, you know, and they're just gonna sit there waiting for customers. Everyone is into the slushy machine. I don't know, man. Is this Ninja's fault? Who knows? That is a 163-inch TV. $163 inches. What type of house do you need to have to put one of those in? If you want to make money, trust me on this one, in the next 2 years, the top skill is to be camera confident, be a mega yapper. Today is day 2 of the fair for me, and I'm walking around the materials section. When you're at the fair, you can go as complex as a final finished product, or you can walk around and find materials, which is what we're doing right now. I'm just having a browse at the moment. No real intention for this section of the hall, but I'm just trying to check out what there is. And it's just as busy, which means manufacturing is still pumping all around the world, which is great. It's exactly what we want to see. So you can source everything from raw material like fiberglass, carbon fiber, plastic pellets, silicons, all sorts of different items here for your own production needs or manufacturing needs. And you can negotiate in bulk, which will save you a lot of money in the long run. It's quite fascinating because there's a lot of products here that are final products, which you'll usually find in your hot dollar or dollar stores. And you'll also get products here that in their very raw form, where you can literally buy them by the kilo or by the ton as well. Most of the stuff in this pavilion specifically is of no real usage for me. It's usually, well, I'm looking at it now, is more so construction and agriculture, which is of no use to me. But if it's of use to you, all you need to do is let me know in the comment section, and I'll go check it out for you. And negotiate for you as well. So you just need to let me know. I love, figuring out new brands. I love figuring out new clients and also understanding what they need and want. That's the exciting part. So I'm going to move into something a little bit more relevant for me, which is in household electrical appliances. That's going to be where I'm going to spend the majority of day 2. So strategically for me, when I go to these fairs, is I will go and get my priority sort of contracts first, or priority manufacturers first, and then off the back of that I would then start to look at secondary things that I can work with. This is pretty cool. Powder coating if you want to do paint. You've got around your compostable materials, which is awesome. Pigments for paint and colors, lab chemicals, bags, all sorts of different types of plastics and bags and fibers. So plenty of different things. Now we're in consumer electronics. I'm already seeing things that are very interesting to me. So let's go for a quick walk. We weren't in this hall yesterday. This is in hall 2.1. And this is all consumer grade electronics for home. And let's see if we find anything interesting of value for us to take a look at. A lot of it right now is water, ovens, fans, kitchenware, all very, very interesting. I run a bath and beauty brand, so for me, priority number 1 is going to be in the shower range, and priority number 2 is in the beauty tech range. These are the sort of fields that we're foraying into. And if you see the camera moving around, it's because my arm is sticking out and I'm literally slapping people. Also, pick up this. It's a map. You'll always be able to find maps around, and you'll definitely need it. So, just navigating. All right, I'm gonna flip over, give you guys a kind of a POV in terms of what we're seeing. Home robotics. This is all kitchen, almost ran someone over. So if you want to start your own coffee brand, build your own coffee machines, this is where you would come to. You can see sous vide devices. My cousin was the inventor of the Innova, which was a massively successful consumer electronics brand. Recovery, vacuums. So you can go ahead and create your own vacuum brand. You can go ahead and create your own TV brand, toaster brand, kettle brand, coffee brand, stove cooktop brand. You can come to China and make anything you want. Chances are you won't even need to do much R&D. Everything's already pre-done for you. So you can just white label, which is essentially slapping your label on an existing product. But if you want to innovate, which is always recommended, and build and update products on your own, you'll need significantly more money. But to get started, you can start off with white labeling, selling an existing product from China, and then going from there, taking your money, reinvesting it, going back into creating more products and innovate. And that's how you have exclusive contracts with these factories, and that's how you also are able to then go on and make a brand that you can exit for hundreds of millions of dollars. So let's see if we can find anything interesting in here today. So far, 2 aisles done, nothing super exciting. So this looks like a cool one here. Oh, there's a slushy maker, kind of like the Ninja slushy maker. Then you've got all of that as well. So all of these hair dryers are very, very popular but hyper competitive. Bigger devices like washers, not a good suggestion for if you are a first-time brand builder. You want to try to stick to smaller products. I'm getting misted right now. Now my face is wet. But yes, you don't want to get anything big. You definitely don't want to start off with something like, you know, a cat drying device, nor do you want to start off with something like a home robotics. You want to avoid anything that are possibly going to get you high return rates, complex customer service, large volume shipping, heavy duty shipping. You want to avoid all of those sort of things, especially high compliance. Things like this, jumbo drones, although cool, although innovative, may not be the best. Cookware, something small is okay, but trying to tap into a blender market where there's Blendtec, Ninja, other great big brands, coffee brands like Nespresso. You can see there's a lot of cookware and devices here in this pavilion, as well as air fryers. So unless you can innovate or you find a line of product here that is very, very interesting, it is quite difficult for you to tap into as a first-time entrepreneur. So sourcing is fun, but keep in mind that there are a lot of things that may work against you, especially if you have low capital, you're not funded, and you have low experience. Find something that you possibly would use yourself. Make sure that it's small enough that it won't crush you in shipping costs, and make sure it's non-complex to the point where customer service, user error, high technical skills are required, so you'll get a lot of complaints and a lot of issues. You definitely want to avoid that. Mother's breast pumps, baby bottle heaters. If you want to build a brand, you can also source if you own, not even an e-commerce, if you own a restaurant, you can come here to source your own appliances. This is the commercial side. There are industrial sides as well. So you can get your industrial cooktops, industrial fridges, industrial washers, all in the one place. So this is so far for residential. And very, very interesting stuff. You've got e-scooters, e-bikes, another hot product in Australia. Probably going to face compliance issues sooner or later because kids are dying riding them in the middle of the road. So hopefully you don't dive into that. Another slushy maker. It looks like this year these sort of devices are very, very popular. Oops, I just spilled all the water. Very, very popular. You've got steamers, irons, portable, air purifiers, Right now in this pavilion, one thing that is quite of interest to me is going to be in the department of one of our gift with purchases. I'm looking for something that is fantastic for gift with purchase. Looking for something around $2 to $5, pending which event we take it to. So you can see here there's commercial applications as well. That looks like some device you might know of. So yeah, I'm looking for a small technical device or small tech device that I can do as a gift with purchase. And one of the things that I have identified, especially for something during the time of like Easter where it's really hot, is a mini fan, mini supersonic fan or a mini turbo fan. That's something that I think a lot of our customers would enjoy, especially if they spend over $200 in store. I'd love to give them a little gift. And if that gift costs me about $4, you're looking at somewhere around, what is that? About 2% of the value. So maybe something like this. Good design, small form factor. This is what I'm looking for. And as long as the price is right, there is margin to play there and also value to add, because these are not seen as cheap products and a customer would love adding this into their cart. 这些小风扇的起订量是多少？要是要定制2000，然后价格呢？3.3美金，这个小的 ，OK， $3.30 USD。这个不是，这3块多。所以都是2000吗？要订2400个，起订量对数量2000个。那第一次订单可以订少一点吗？就加个 logo 一个盒子，1000个可以吗？也可以是吧？那要是1000个，这3个价钱你可以给我报一个吗？ So right now I'm just trying to understand the pricing, but so far it looks pretty good. I can do 1,000 units as my first run, and she's okay with that. It was 2, but I just negotiated down to 1,000. 这个 LYP F001 4块6. So this one is $4.60 USD. 然后这个呢？这个是 HXF382. So I'm just looking at the serials. $3.90. 然后这个呢？3块6 $3.60. 要是我想要送礼的一些，你有介绍吗？有些可以便宜的送礼的。这款3块3. So this one's $3.30. 这两个一样，对吧？ Okay, so whenever you find something interesting, you always want to get their WeChat. And then I like to take photos, as I mentioned before. So I'm going to get WeChat out. Australia 澳大利亚市场，但是我是想买的当给顾客送礼物的。你在珠海对吧？工厂在深圳。OK。那你可以给我发个价格表吗？这几个样品。So every time I like to go and meet a vendor, I add a photo remark of their product, so I remember who they are and what they sell. I found something that's pretty cool. You've got here, this is a drill shaped like a gun. That's pretty cool.
还有一个头是那个
吸尘的。
充气的。
Okay, air pump. Okay, so this is a cool new product that I just found. It's an integrated system where it looks like a firearm system where you've got all sorts of firearm shape. This is the battery. This is pretty cool. And you can then attach the battery into the handle. 是怎么放？直接这样插就可以了。Okay. And that's it. And then if you want to drop it, 按下来 and you drop it. So it's kind of the same. So you put your magazine in, you eject the mag, and then you can put it into another device. And then now you can use this as well, which is really cool. This is an air pump. 它没有充电的，它就不会。Yeah, so this is just a sample. And then you can remove the mag. This is an air blower. Push the mag. This will be twist it. You can blow it. Very, very interesting. See? Very interesting design, very interesting product. I think this would be quite a good form factor if there is no legal or compliance issues with this. So you've got a drill, maybe for home use, nothing commercial, because your tradies will not be happy with something like this. And then all clips in like a magazine, drop the mag, and then swap it out to the next tool, like that. And now you've got multiple tools here that you can use, flashlight. 这个电池有多少电？So it's an all integrated system. Air pump, integrated. Slots the mag in, drop the mag. Then you've got blower, vacuum, all in one device. Very cool. And it comes in different colors as well. You've got your blacks. 还有什么颜色？这个 You've got like your Neon Genesis style colors, where it's like purple and green. All compatible, all cross compatible. Cute ones for the girls, you've got pink. And you've even got white, which is like for the stormtroopers. So that's pretty cool, multiple colors. Very interesting home device. 这个价钱是多少？
这个差不多是
28 USD 起订量。
起订量的话
50 units 28 USD。然后它一台就是一个像这样的一个枪，再加上零件，对吧？
会配一点这种的。
配零件。这零件也是包括在28里边吗？
这个可能没有。
再多额外的 ，OK。And so you get a toolkit as well. I think this is on top of the 28. She's getting the price for me now. So you can see your toolkit comes with typical hex attachments. You've got drill bits. You've also got screwdriver bits. I don't know how functional this is going to be for actual homeware use because of its durability, but it is quite a fun product, which I think would do quite well on somewhere like a TikTok shop, somewhere like maybe an Amazon. 2000 mark, so it should last relatively okay, but I don't know how it will go under pressure. It's also got a hammer drill mode here, where you can flick the switch and it can go hammer drill. It's very interesting. So I just got told that there are 3 different versions. The most premium version has a power selector as well on the side. So you can choose the power, the speed, max speed, reverse. 这上面这个是什么东西呢？
这个也是1档2档。
Okay. So you got 2 settings up top as well, like your normal drill. 1, 2. 1, 2. So yeah, you've got your basic all the way up to your middle and then premium as well. 这价格是多少区别呢？
这个是28
到28。
可能是在这个做15
So this one's 55 with the charging base. Does charging base? What's charging? Oh, holding base. So base, drill, 55. That's for the middle class. And then 最高档是呢 65. The premium one is 65 with the base as well. 这个为什么不让它充电呢？这很奇怪啊。
他们是用这个充这个。
对，我就说你把它放上去充电，就直接吸铁石连着就行了嘛。
他们就是 USB
对，
充电，然后
所以叫他们下一个设计就可以充在一起就行了。Giving them product innovation. So yeah. 对，肯定了。要是它可以插上去充就 OK， 很好。OK, that's very cool. 那好，谢谢。反正有联系方法了，下次再说吧。
会把他们那个公司的专业的
介绍这些都给我送过来 ，OK？ 好吧，谢谢。Thank you. All right, very cool. That's probably one of the more interesting products that I've found so far. That would be a great dropshipping product. It's just as long as you get through the compliance of it, you can sell it for, I'm thinking the basic model, 28 USD. You can probably sell that maybe for 130, 140. But anything after that, because of the quality, it's going to be a hard ask for someone to pay 200 bucks for a product which is not designed for actual construction usages. I built all my own stuff, so wow, this is, okay. This is cool. This is a electronic appliance store. Look at how many live stream setups they have going on. She is live streaming at the moment. This is a Chinese live stream setup. She's sharpening the scissors. You can see she's got her support and assistant here, and she's live streaming, which is very impressive. But inside, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setups. 5 setups here, all live streaming, selling right now. That's very impressive. We don't have that anywhere in the West. Very, very impressive. So you can see that's her assistant who is managing the live stream at the moment. So one thing I learned over the years about China sourcing is that there is a lot of what I call China slop. China is a country which is phenomenal at stealing ideas. Or let's just say being inspired. Very good at being inspired by Western design to create their own. But they don't really truly understand the fundamentals of product design in a lot of situations. So what I call China slop is a lot of factories create products that are literal replicas of other brands, but the materials they use, the quality that they have is utter shit. And you'll need to speak to these guys, and they will often lie as well about their production capabilities, their abilities, their technical skills, their R&D, which is why it's very, very important to go and actually visit these factories and see their production capability. Oftentimes, a lot of these founders that are quite good have R&D background themselves. They're either industrial designers, engineers, mold makers, and they develop their own factories because they realize there's a problem with the quality of other factories around. So that's something to be considerate of is when you're sourcing, is to avoid the China slop. The easiest way to spot China slop is when you see a company and the finishings on the products are horrible, it looks cheap, their booth is not well laid out. You can see it's quite dingy. They don't go above and beyond and think about the entirety of their workflow and process. So that means that they're quite weak in terms of their psychology and the purpose of why they do things, which means when it comes to developing your product, you're buying shit cheap products that are hitting the market. I love to look at companies who already have their own sort of generic product, but it is done at a very high quality. And also, not just that, but the design aspect of it is very good, because then I know that when it comes down to working with them and R&Ding with them, investing time, energy, and money into producing new products and designs, they will actually be considerate and also help you with designing as well, because they know how to do it for themselves. I think that is very, very important. People might beg to differ, but for me, one of the key things when selecting a supplier or a factory or a manufacturer or an R&D lab to help you design is that they have a good grasp of product design themselves. I hate it when these factories have really, really poor design and a very poor understanding about product quality. And I'm sure some of you guys have been there already. You've spoken to factories on Alibaba, for example, and then you get a sample and your sample doesn't match the end production, or you get a sample, there's an issue, you tell them about the issue, and they just keep lying to you, or they don't understand, or they'll never be able to fix it. That is a big, big problem, because they just don't get it. They just don't get it. And we try to avoid that. So I'm looking right now, a lot of these, especially these smaller factories, or factories that don't focus on marketing, may not be super strong at times, and that's something that you have to be very, very considerate of. So let's have a walk. Let's see if we can slop some more China slop, and yeah, let's see how we go. So for example, like this device, I would say is pretty shit. Yeah, so you can look at the design. Very, very rudimentary, very ugly. Yeah, so here you're meant to be showcasing some of your best stuff, but that was very ugly design, which means that their design skill set and their overall product experience is not very strong. Or they're just targeting a very cheap customer, and that doesn't appeal to me. These are all considerations when looking for suppliers and manufacturers, because you don't want to get burnt by investing thousands of dollars into a factory and they just cannot produce a design because they're not as invested as you. See, and then here's one which is very, very interesting. Look at this booth, small booth, but look at the design. Out of all these booths, you look at this one. They've turned it into a restaurant. They care about product quality. They care about their design. This would be a company where if they are doing a lot of OEM work, you could work with them to develop some very beautiful products like this. So you can see they actually considered a lot of UX, very, very smart compared to a lot of the brands around here. That's very cool. See, and that's what you want to look out for. You want to look out for people who are proud of their own designs, and you're looking for people who are proud of their own products. That will lead to a good relationship, as long as they're not stubborn and they go, okay, my products are the only products that I want to work with. Remember, finding manufacturers is about partnership, which is why it makes sense to visit them in person and not just stay online. I always try to go and make the extra effort, spend a couple of $100s extra just to go and visit my suppliers to build that relationship, because we want to work with them long term, and that's how you make big money. If you want to make a couple $100,000, maybe make $1 million, good. But if you're here and you're trying to make tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, spend the effort, build the relationship. It's a relationship thing at the end of the day, especially in China. It's all about relationship. All right, let's see what else there is. Chinese live streaming is absolutely elite. Let me just quickly show you guys. Look at this. That's her stream. She also has a script. Crazy. They can sell here and they can sell online. Look at that. That's so cool. Incredible. I'm fully distracting them being inside and they're all like staring at me, but they're not breaking a sweat. How cool is that? These girls are so professional at what they do. They know exactly what to say. They keep going no matter who's behind them, who's around them. Very, very, very professional. Look, streaming. Non-stop. It's almost like they're rapping. You can see that's their stream. That's incredible. And then you've got the admins here. And look at the data. And then she's streaming here too. So good. The one I just walked past, they've made 90K on this stream today. $90,000, all right, RMB. You want to convert it to Australian dollars? That's almost 20 grand she's made since being here on the live stream. I mean, are these guys just printing money or something? Is this like just an Asian thing? Because imagine doing that in Australia. You've learned live stream sales. You've learned how to go out there and yap for like 6 hours straight. You've learned how to essentially rap your sales pitch, and you're just streaming at a bunch of people. There's only literally on one of the lives 30 people on the live, and she has made 90,000. Oh, here's another one. Look at this. She's streaming there too, and she's selling ovens. Very incredible too. Look, she's got an earpiece in so she doesn't get distracted, and she's got her own feedback. The manager is on the back too. Look at that. You can see the engagement rate, the iPad. Everywhere you go, they're taking advantage of every single space. So it's not like what I noticed back at home. When you go to expos, a lot of vendors are just waiting for customers to come in. But you've paid literally, some of these guys have probably paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to be here, right? So they're making the most of every opportunity to be able to, you know, do what they need to do and make money. It's insane to think that people would spend the money to be here. Like, these are $500,000 booths, you know, and they're just gonna sit there waiting for customers. Half of the booths here, they don't wait. They have split their team into the salespeople on the floor here at the event, and then they have another half of the team literally on live stream sales, making back the booth cost in stream, doing special event advertising pretty much on live stream. It's smart. It's honestly smart business. I don't know why the West can't implement this. Maybe I need to build an app. Maybe I need to build the sales service, or maybe I just need to do something to capitalize on this, because I think it's such a missed opportunity. You know, more and more people are online. Asia is definitely crazy for its online shopping, but that doesn't mean the West is far behind. It's working in the US, but Australia typically is just so slow. So how do we do this? I don't know. Let me try to figure it out. But it is very, very cool. And I think the technology will get to a stage where, you know, you'll start to see this all throughout Australia as well. If you want to make money, trust me on this one, in the next 2 years, the top skill is to be camera confident, be a mega yapper. And I reckon if you just go and negotiate 1% comms, you're gonna make hella money. 1% comms. Some of these live streamers will literally do $1 million a day. If you negotiate 1% commission on your sales, you will make $10,000 a day doing live stream selling. And that's why some of the richest young people in China right now, in their 20s, are literally live stream salespeople. That's exactly how it works. They earn a commission off their sales, and Bob's your uncle, cash money. Here's an example of a business which is not Chinese slop. You can see the design elements of each of these devices is very, very beautifully done, modern. It's exceptional engineering compared to a lot of it. You can tell that they are not one of those Chinese slop companies. In just look at this. Look at this. Just the craftsmanship, the finish. It's businesses like that that you want to work with and develop relationships with in developing not only your own products, but also white labeling their products. You know, the fundamental principles of product design and engineering is already there. You don't need to train them, you don't need to teach them. They probably have someone that has been trained in Western University, or they've lived out in the West for some time, that's in their design department, that's driving that forwards. You know, whereas you compare that to something like this. See, all of these products, all of those products just scream China, screams China. And when you have a well-trained eye now, you can pretty much know if someone's sourcing from like a tier 1 or tier 2 or tier 3 factory even, because it just screams cheap. And you never want to be in that position. China is an incredible country where I genuinely think there is probably about 10 to 20% of factories which are exceptional tier 1 factories, which are probably state of the art, immaculate design, beautiful, beautiful design, compared to a lot of other factories where it is very, very basic. And you can just kind of tell, right? So this is what I mean. If you're searching for cool stuff, if you're searching for brands, you're searching for things to rep, you're searching for, I don't know, R&D, you want to find factories that have the capability and they also demonstrate and they're not afraid to show off their products and the quality of their products compared to the rest of the market. See, this is beautiful. for as well. Something as simple as a flask. The quality of the finishing. Look at that. Even their design details. That is what you're looking for. I'm also super confident that 2026, the MVP product that I've seen here at the show is the fucking slushy machine. Okay, I don't know if it's the ninja effect or what it is, but the slushy machine is the MVP. Every second fucking booth is making a slushy machine. Look, there's literally another one right there, slushy machine. Even the fan manufacturers are making slushy machines. If there's anyone that knows about a hustle, a cash grab, mate, it is the Chinese, I'm telling you that. Everyone is into the slushy machine. I don't know, man. Is this Ninja's fault? Who knows? Everyone is trying to cash grab this. Like almost every vendor selling any sort of tool, device, electronic or whatever has their own version of a slushy machine sitting out the front. What can you say? Even at the fair, there is AI robots. All right, let me show you guys the $1 million booths. This behind me is the media booth just here. And it stretches very, very large. I don't even know what that is. It's probably like 50 meters long by 50 meters wide. And they have a full stream deck upstairs. Look at that. They've got a row of streamers upstairs who are streaming. And this is their display. This is one of the biggest consumer electronics brands in the world, let alone here in Asia. And they got to pull this whole entire booth down within a week for the next phase. Look at this. TCL, Haier, Hisense. These are all literal $1 million plus booths. Not just for the staffing, for the build, for the setup. Jesus Christ, that is a 163-inch TV. $163 inches. What type of house do you need to have to put one of those in? I'd like to own one of those. That'd be crazy. Look at this. Brands I've never heard of, but I'm sure are massive. Wanbao, Skyworth, Conker. You've never. Changchong, Lamo, Kuori. Like, I've never heard of any of these brands, but they literally have $1 million booths. How crazy is that? That means no matter what business you try to start, no matter how saturated, there is always going to be opportunity for you to make money. This is incredible. You just can't imagine this scale anywhere else. To be able to put these displays on for only 5 days, tear them down. Look, this one as well, another giant TV. Another 136er, absolutely crazy. This is truly an incredible time. And these companies must all be billion-dollar companies for them to be able to invest so much into these trade shows. But I guess it's worth it because they only get bigger and better, and they're all competing for customers here from all around the world to try to secure distributors for their products. The fastest way to get out of the Canton Fair is between areas D and A on level 1. Make sure you try to get out before 5 p.m.
the show closes at 6, it becomes a literal ocean of humans. Tens of thousands of people trying to escape the Canton Fair to catch a train or to catch a cab or to catch a Didi. Last year when I was here, when we left at the end of the show, we waited literally 3 hours to catch a Didi. We were like 500th in line in the queue, which was crazy. So get out, this is what we learned this time. Get out early, and in between area A and area D, you'll be able to find literally like 100 taxis at a time will pull up like that. And then if you jump in the cabs there, it will save you a lot of time. So just pull up on your A map, which is the Google map of China, pull up your hotel, pull up the restaurant you want to go to, and then just show the taxi driver, they'll know what to do. Make sure you have your WeChat Pay ready to pay them, or Alipay. Yeah, you can see the taxis just know to come here, and there's a literal sea of taxis here to pick you up, and they come very, very quickly. Today's the last day of the Canton Fair Phase 1, and I've decided to stop by in the automotive section, which is a lot of electric cars and distributors and all sorts of new and old cars that are coming out. I've actually not got much to do now at the show. I finished what I really needed to look for. Especially in this first phase, there's not super relevant stuff for me. So I'm just gonna go for a walk around and take you guys to have a look at anything that's kind of like new or interesting, and show you guys what it looks like here at Phase 1. There's a lot of tools in this section as well. Let's have a look. So you'll see signage is going to be something that is very, very interesting moving forwards. Lots of electric cars. Electric cars, all sorts of cars. Charging stations. If you want to tap into a very innovative market in the future, it'll definitely be in renewable tech, such as electricity, right? With all of the world now moving towards more electric car usage, especially now as a reminder after the Strait of Hormuz incident, a lot more people are going to be starting to explore the EV car scene, which means you can either join the producers in vehicle production, or you play supplementary to that and you play as an ancillary role in the industry, which is going to be charging components, parts, batteries, etc. There are different places, or even technology. So there are multiple plays that can be made when a new industry emerges or adoption becomes more prevalent. So those are all things to consider when starting a business. It's not even just about what can you sell, it's about what can you do in the supply chain that allows you to have and build businesses of scale. You don't necessarily need to sell trucks or cars, but maybe you can sell the components, maybe you can sell the servicing, maybe you can sell the charging, maybe you can sell whatever that services the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of vehicles that enter the market over time. One of my favorite things is heavy machinery and automations. One day, not now, when I am sick and tired of doing e-com and digital, I eventually want to open up my own workshop or some sort just to build stuff. I really want to get like giant machines there, build whatever I want, and maybe make some sort of a engineering or production house for new and innovative tech somewhere, somehow. But not today. So I love things like this, like CNCs. All sorts of different devices and tools. I don't know, maybe I'm just a boy's boy, who knows? I just like making shit, and yeah, I wish one day that would be something I get to play with all the time. I just love playing with machinery, even though it's super annoying sometimes. But I very, very much enjoy seeing something get automated and produced and working non-stop around the clock. I love that. Let's see what else we can find here. engineering like this is always very, very fascinating to watch and see, because you know that machines replace literal dozens of humans. Also makes your business more profitable. It's always okay to start small and then utilize human skills and labor to get to when your business becomes profitable. But after that, the goal is to automate as much as possible. In this day and age, especially in Australia, if you don't have automation in your business, you will die. There will be no profit margin for you. You will not be able to scale. You need to automate as much and as fast as possible at any given time in your business development journey, or you will just get absolutely crushed by the Chinese who have automated literally everything. This is a very good device back at home for those DIYers and also small scale production houses. Laser guided, heat pressing. Good pricing as well. Multifunction laser and cutting machine. Sorting. It's very good. Lots of these big machines are very, very, very impressive, and China's robotics are arguably world number one. So it's always very impressive to see what devices and technologies and machines are out there for a lot of the production capabilities all around the world.